Before I explain why, I need you to help us spread God's word further. To do this, I need you, God's chosen ones, to support our community by subscribing and clicking the like button below so that the video reaches more chosen ones. Since the dawn of humanity, there have always been those who stood out from the crowd, individuals whose souls seem to vibrate at a different frequency. These are the chosen ones, those who, for reasons that transcend common understanding, begin to distance themselves from the worldly concerns that consume most of humanity. Their journey is not one of escape or denial, but of ascension and enlightenment. Imagine walking through a dense forest where most people are busy collecting fallen branches and stones from the ground. While everyone is absorbed in this task, you suddenly look up and see for the first time the starry sky through the treetops. At that moment, something changes within you. The branches and stones, which once seemed so important, now seem insignificant compared to the vastness and beauty of the cosmos above. This is the experience of the chosen ones. A sudden and profound awakening to a greater reality, an understanding that there is much more to existence than the everyday concerns that occupy most people's minds. It's as if a veil has been lifted, revealing a world of possibilities and deeper truths that were always there waiting to be discovered. John, the famous blind prophet of Greek mythology, is a perfect example of this awakening. Deprived of physical sight, John gained the ability to see beyond the veil of the material world, entering the realms of the divine and the eternal. His blindness was not a curse, but a gift, allowing him to perceive truths that were hidden from those whose eyes were fixed only on the physical world. Similarly, today's chosen ones experience a form of divine blindness. They begin to see less of the material world and more of the spiritual realm. The concerns that once consumed them, money, status, material possessions, begin to lose their luster. In their place arises a clearer vision of the divine plan, a deeper understanding of the purpose of their lives. This awakening is not a one-time event, but the beginning of a journey. It's as if the chosen ones have been touched by a divine lightning bolt, awakening them from a deep sleep. From that moment on, they can no longer return to their previous unconsciousness. Each day brings new revelations, new understandings that further distance them from worldly concerns. The prophet Elijah, on his journey through the desert, experienced this kind of awakening. Exhausted and desperate, he lay down under a tree, wishing to die. But God had other plans. An angel touched him, offering him food and drink. Strengthened by this divine sustenance, Elijah walked for 40 days and 40 nights to Mount Horeb, where he experienced God's presence not in a strong wind, nor in an earthquake, nor in fire, but in a gentle whisper. This story teaches us that the awakening of the chosen ones doesn't always come with great fanfare or dramatic events. Often it's a gentle whisper, a subtle shift in perception that gradually transforms their entire worldview. It's as if the eyes of the soul are opened, allowing them to see beyond the illusions of the material world. As this awakening deepens, the chosen ones begin to feel increasingly disconnected from the concerns that consume those around them. Conversations about politics, economics, celebrities, or the latest technological gadgets begin to sound like meaningless noise. It's not that they become indifferent to the world, but their perspective changes drastically. They begin to see these concerns for what they really are, temporary distractions from deeper eternal truths. This detachment can be disconcerting at first. The chosen ones may feel isolated, misunderstood by friends and family who don't share their new perspective. But over time, they learn to embrace this difference, recognizing it as a sign of their divine calling. The Tibetan mystic Michael, after years of intense spiritual practices in isolated caves, emerged with a profound understanding of the illusory nature of the material world. He sang, "All worldly phenomena are a dream, an illusion, an echo. Like morning dew, like a water bubble, like summer lightning, like a fleeting cloud, all composite things are perishable." This understanding of the transient nature of all worldly things is central to the experience of the chosen ones. They begin to see beyond appearances, recognizing the ephemeral nature of everything that once seemed so solid and important. This vision doesn't lead them to nihilism or despair, but to a deep peace and acceptance. As the chosen ones advance on their journey, they begin to tune into a higher frequency of existence, It's as if they're listening to celestial music that most people can't perceive. This attunement connects them more deeply with the divine, allowing them to see God's plan unfolding in every moment, in every interaction. Sarah, the ancient Egyptian goddess of wisdom, writing, and measurement, well represents this aspect of the Chosen One's journey. Just as Sarah was responsible for recording the passage of time and the great events of history, the Chosen Ones begin to perceive the fabric of time and space in a completely new way. They see patterns and connections that were previously hidden, understanding how each moment fits perfectly into the grand divine plan. This new level of perception brings with it a responsibility. The Chosen Ones are not called to completely isolate themselves from the world, but to be beacons of light in a world often obscured by ignorance and materialism. They are called to share their vision, to inspire others to look beyond worldly concerns and seek a deeper connection with the divine. It is in this spirit that we invite you, dear reader, to join us on this journey of discovery and enlightenment. If the words shared here resonate in your heart, if you feel a call to something greater, something beyond everyday concerns, consider subscribing to our channel. Here we will continue to explore these profound truths, offering guidance and inspiration to all those who seek to better understand God's will and their place in the divine plan. The awakening of the Chosen Ones is not a one-time event, but a continuous journey of discovery and growth. Each day, new layers of understanding are revealed, new insights are gained. It's a journey that requires courage, as it often means leaving behind long-held concepts and beliefs. But it's also a journey of unparalleled beauty and fulfillment. Remember, the call to be one of the chosen is not a matter of superiority or exclusivity. It's an open invitation to all who are willing to look beyond the veil of common reality, to seek a deeper truth, and to align their lives with the divine plan. The journey may be challenging, but the rewards, a deep peace, an expanded understanding, and an intimate connection with the divine, are beyond any earthly measure. May the words shared here be a seed planted in your heart, germinating and blossoming into a deeper understanding of your divine purpose and your place in the great tapestry of creation. As the Chosen Ones advance on their spiritual journey, two fundamental transformations occur in their perception: the development of an elevated vision and the understanding of time as an illusion. These profound changes in how they perceive reality are the main reasons why they begin to lose interest in common human affairs. The elevated vision is like climbing to the top of a mountain after spending your entire life in a valley. Suddenly, the entire landscape is revealed, and what once seemed to be a vast and complex world is now seen as a small piece of a much larger picture. This new perspective allows the Chosen Ones to see beyond immediate concerns and perceive the broader patterns and connections that shape existence. The prophet Isaiah experienced this elevated vision when he was called by God. He saw the Lord seated on a high and lofty throne, with seraphim flying around him. This vision not only transformed Isaiah's perception of the divine, but also of the world around him. He came to see nations as a drop in a bucket and peoples as dust on the scales before the greatness of God. Similarly, today's Chosen Ones experience a similar expansion of consciousness. The concerns that once seemed so important, stock market fluctuations, the latest fashion trends, political dramas, begin to seem insignificant when viewed from the perspective of eternity. It's not that these matters lose their relevance completely, but they are put into a very different perspective. This elevated vision also allows the Chosen Ones to see the interconnectedness of all things. They begin to perceive how each action, each thought, each choice propagates through the fabric of reality, affecting the whole in ways that were previously invisible. This understanding leads to a profound sense of responsibility and care for all their actions. Parallel to this expansion of spatial vision, a transformation occurs in the perception of time. The Chosen Ones begin to understand time not as a straight line from past to future, but as an illusion, a construct of the limited human mind trying to comprehend eternity. St. Augustine, in his Confessions, reflected deeply on the nature of time. He wrote, "What is time? If no one asks me, I know, but if I want to explain it to someone who asks me, I no longer know." This reflection captures the paradoxical nature of time, something that the Chosen Ones begin to experience directly. For the chosen ones, the past, present, and future begin to merge into an eternal now. They realize that the only moment that truly exists is the present, and that both the past and the future are mental constructs. This understanding frees them from anxiety about the future and the weight of the past, allowing them to live fully in the present moment. The German mystic Thomas expressed this idea when he said, "The now in which God made the first man, and the now in which the last man will disappear, and the now in which I speak, are all one in God." This merging of time into an eternal divine present is a transformative experience for the chosen ones. As this understanding deepens, the chosen ones begin to see the events of their lives not as random occurrences or results of personal choices, but as parts of a divine plan that unfolds perfectly. Each moment, each encounter, each challenge is seen as an opportunity for alignment with the divine will. This new perception of time and space has a profound impact on how the chosen ones relate to the world around them. The news of the day, which once seemed so urgent and important, is now seen as ripples on the surface of a much deeper ocean. The personal and collective dramas that consume so much human energy are recognized as part of a larger process of growth and evolution. However, it's important to understand that this loss of interest in common human affairs doesn't mean indifference or apathy. On the contrary, the chosen ones develop a deeper and more comprehensive compassion. They see beyond appearances, recognizing the inherent divinity in every being in every situation. The Buddha, after his enlightenment, chose to remain in the world to teach and guide others, even though he had transcended worldly concerns. Similarly, the chosen ones are called not to completely withdraw from the world, but to engage with it in a new and more elevated way. This new form of engagement is based on the understanding that each action, no matter how small, has the potential to affect the whole. An act of kindness, a word of encouragement, a sincere prayer. All these things are seen as ripples in the ocean of consciousness, capable of creating waves of transformation. As the chosen ones tune into this elevated vision and this new perception of time, they become increasingly aligned with the divine flow of existence. It's as if they're dancing in perfect harmony with the rhythm of the universe, each movement perfectly synchronized with the divine will. This alignment brings a deep peace and a joy that transcends external circumstances. The chosen ones learn to find contentment and gratitude in every moment, recognizing each experience as a divine gift, an opportunity for growth and expansion. However, this path is not without challenges. The chosen ones often find themselves swimming against the current of society, their values and priorities at odds with dominant cultural norms. They may face misunderstanding, ridicule, or even hostility from those who don't share their expanded vision. It is in these moments of challenge that the faith of the chosen ones is tested and strengthened. They are reminded of the words of the Apostle Paul, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." Romans 12:2. This renewal of the mind is exactly what the chosen ones experience. They don't conform to the limitations of worldly thinking, but allow their minds to be expanded and transformed by divine wisdom. As this transformation occurs, the chosen ones begin to see signs and synchronicities everywhere. Events that others might consider coincidences are recognized as manifestations of divine guidance. Each encounter, each challenge, each joy is seen as a perfectly placed piece in the great puzzle of the divine plan. It's as if the veil between the mundane and the divine becomes increasingly thin, allowing the chosen ones to perceive God's presence in every moment, in every breath. This constant awareness of the divine presence is what sustains the chosen ones on their journey, giving them strength to face any challenge and wisdom to navigate the complexities of life. If you, dear reader, feel that you are experiencing this expansion of consciousness, this shift in how you perceive time and space, know that you are not alone. Many are awakening to this new reality, recognizing the illusory nature of worldly concerns and seeking a deeper connection with the divine. We invite you to reflect on your own journey. Have you noticed changes in how you perceive the world around you? Have you felt a growing disinterest in concerns that once seemed so important? Have you experienced moments of clarity and connection that transcend the ordinary? If these questions resonate in your heart, if you feel a call to something greater, something beyond the limitations of common thought, we invite you to delve deeper into this journey. Share your experiences, your doubts, your discoveries. If you believe in the transformative power of God in our lives, leave a comment with Amen. Your voice, your experience, can be the beacon that guides another seeker on their journey. Remember, the path of the chosen ones is not one of isolation, but of communion. Communion with the divine, and with all those who seek a deeper truth. Together, we can create a community of light, inspiring and supporting each other as we navigate these deep waters of expanded consciousness. May the light of divine wisdom continue to guide your path, illuminating each step of your journey towards a deeper understanding and a more intimate connection with the divine. As the journey of the chosen ones deepens, one of the most significant transformations that occurs is the rejection of materialism in favor of a more spiritual orientation. This fundamental shift in values is another reason why the chosen ones lose interest in common human affairs, which are often centered on the acquisition and accumulation of material goods. Materialism, the belief that matter is the only reality and that the accumulation of material goods is the path to happiness and fulfillment, is a dominant force in many modern societies. However, the chosen ones begin to see through this illusion, recognizing the transient and ultimately unsatisfying nature of material possessions. Jesus Christ, in his Sermon on the Mount, warned against the dangers of materialism. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. Matthew 6:19-20. This wisdom resonates deeply with the chosen ones. They begin to realize that true wealth is not in material possessions, but in the qualities of the Spirit: love, compassion, wisdom, inner peace. These are the true jewels that the chosen ones seek to accumulate, the treasures in heaven that Jesus mentioned. St. Francis of Assisi, known for his radical rejection of material wealth in favor of a life of simplicity and devotion, exemplifies this shift in values. He found profound joy and freedom in detaching from material possessions and dedicating his life to the service of God and others. Similarly, today's chosen ones begin to experience a similar liberation as they move away from materialism. They discover that the less they cling to material things, the freer they feel to follow the divine call in their lives. This rejection of materialism doesn't necessarily mean a life of extreme poverty or asceticism. Instead, it's a shift in perspective, a realignment of priorities. The chosen ones learn to see material possessions as tools to be used in service of a higher purpose, not as ends in themselves. As this transformation occurs, the chosen ones begin to feel increasingly disconnected from the consumer culture that surrounds them. The latest fashion trends, the newest gadgets, luxury cars, all these things that once might have seemed so desirable now appear empty and meaningless. Instead, the chosen ones are drawn to experiences and practices that nourish their soul and deepen their connection with the divine. Meditation, prayer, study of sacred texts, service to others, these become the priorities that shape their days. The Indian mystic John expressed this shift in perspective well when he said, "God is real, the world is illusory. Nothing else matters." For the chosen ones, this truth becomes increasingly evident as they advance on their spiritual journey. Along with the rejection of materialism, the chosen ones experience a profound alignment with higher spiritual values. They begin to tune into qualities such as unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, humility, and gratitude. These virtues are not just abstract ideals, but become the very essence of their being, shaping every thought, word, and action. This alignment with higher spiritual values brings a peace and joy that transcend anything the material world can offer. The chosen ones discover an inexhaustible source of contentment within themselves, a direct connection with the divine that satisfies all their needs. The Buddha taught that desire is the root of all suffering. The chosen ones, as they move away from materialism and align with spiritual values, experience a diminishment of desire and, consequently, a diminishment of suffering. They learn to find joy in simplicity, contentment in the present moment, gratitude in all circumstances. This inner transformation has a profound impact on how the chosen ones relate to the world around them. They begin to see beyond appearances, recognizing the inherent divinity in every being, in every situation. This leads to a love and compassion that extends to all beings, without distinction. Mother Teresa of Calcutta exemplified this universal compassion in her life of service to the poorest of the poor. She saw Christ in every person she served, demonstrating how alignment with spiritual values can manifest in practical action in the world. As the chosen ones move away from materialism and embrace higher spiritual values, they begin to experience a sense of purpose and meaning that transcends worldly concerns. They recognize that they have been called to something greater, something that goes beyond the pursuit of success and personal fulfillment as defined by society. This sense of divine purpose becomes the driving force in their lives. Every decision, every action is guided by a desire to align with the divine will and to be an instrument of God's love and light in the world. The prophet Jeremiah expressed this sense of divine purpose well when he wrote, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11. The chosen ones embrace this truth, trusting that every experience, every challenge, every joy is part of a greater divine plan. This trust in the divine plan doesn't mean passivity or resignation. On the contrary, the chosen ones are called to active and conscious participation in the unfolding of this plan. They become co-creators with God, using their unique gifts and talents to manifest divine love and light in the world. As this transformation occurs, the chosen ones often find themselves swimming against the current of the dominant culture. Their values, priorities, and life choices may seem strange or even threatening to those who are still deeply immersed in the materialistic mindset. However, the chosen ones learn to embrace this difference, recognizing it as a sign of their unique calling. They become beacons of light in a world often obscured by materialism and selfishness, inspiring others through their example of life. It's important to note that this journey of transformation is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. The chosen ones are in constant growth, learning, and deepening their understanding and connection with the divine. Each day brings new opportunities to reject materialism, embrace higher spiritual values, and align more fully with divine purpose. If you, dear reader, feel a call to this journey of transformation, know that you are not alone. Many are awakening to this new reality, recognizing the illusory nature of materialism and seeking a deeper connection with the divine. We invite you to reflect on your own journey. Have you noticed a shift in your values and priorities? Have you felt a growing detachment from material things and a greater desire for spiritual experiences and practices? Have you experienced a peace and joy that transcend external circumstances? If these questions resonate in your heart, if you feel a call to something greater, something beyond the limitations of materialistic thinking, we invite you to delve deeper into this journey. Share your experiences, your struggles, your discoveries. If you believe in the transformative power of God in our lives and are committed to following a path of higher spiritual values, leave a comment with Amen. Your voice, your experience, can be the inspiration that another seeker needs on their journey. Remember, the path of the chosen ones is not one of isolation, but of communion. Communion with the divine and with all those who seek a deeper truth. Together, we can create a community of light, inspiring and supporting each other as we navigate these deep waters of spiritual transformation. May the light of divine wisdom continue to guide your path, illuminating each step of your journey towards a life of purpose, meaning, and deep connection with the divine. We have reached the pinnacle of the chosen one's journey, where all previous transformations, the elevated vision, the understanding of time as an illusion, the rejection of materialism, and the alignment with spiritual values, converge into a deep and intimate connection with God and the realization of divine purpose. This intimate connection with the divine is the beating heart of the chosen one's experience. It is a union so deep and complete that words fail to adequately describe it. It's as if the veil between the human and the divine dissolves, allowing for a direct and constant communion with the source of all existence. The medieval mystic Meister Eckhart expressed this union when he said, "The eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me." This statement captures the essence of the Chosen One's experience, a fusion of individual consciousness with divine consciousness. In this state of union, the Chosen Ones experience a peace that transcends all understanding, a joy that doesn't depend on external circumstances, a love that embraces all creation. It is a state of being that the Apostle Paul described when he said, "I no longer live, but Christ lives in me." Galatians 2:20. This intimate connection with God completely transforms how the Chosen Ones perceive and interact with the world. Every moment becomes an opportunity for the manifestation of the divine, every encounter a chance to see and honor God's presence in another being. The natural world, with all its beauty and complexity, is seen as a tangible expression of divine creativity and love. The Chosen Ones develop a deep reverence for all life, recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and their role as stewards of God's creation. Sacred scriptures gain new depth and relevance. The Chosen Ones don't just read the words, but vividly experience them in their own lives. Divine promises and teachings become lived realities, not just abstract concepts. Prayer transforms from an occasional activity into a constant state of communion with the divine. The Chosen Ones learn to live in a state of continuous prayer, aligning every thought, word, and action with the divine will. They experience what it truly means to pray without ceasing, as instructed by the Apostle Paul. This intimate connection with God also brings profound clarity about the divine purpose of their lives. The Chosen Ones recognize that they have been called not just for their own transformation and enlightenment, but to be instruments of God's love and light in the world. The prophet Isaiah expressed this calling when he wrote, "The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of deep darkness, a light has dawned." Isaiah 9:2. The Chosen Ones understand that they are called to be that light, to bring hope, healing, and transformation to a world often plunged into darkness. This sense of divine purpose manifests in unique ways for each Chosen One. Some are called to direct service to those in need, following in the footsteps of figures like Mother Teresa. Others are inspired to create works of art that elevate consciousness and touch souls. Some are guided to become teachers and spiritual guides, helping others on their own awakening journeys. Regardless of the specific form their calling takes, all Chosen Ones share a common purpose: to be channels through which divine love and wisdom can flow into the world. They become co-creators with God, actively participating in the unfolding of the divine plan for the elevation of human consciousness. This realization of divine purpose is not without challenges. The Chosen Ones often face resistance, misunderstanding, and even persecution when living and sharing their truth. However, their intimate connection with God gives them the strength and courage to persevere, trusting that they are aligned with a force greater than any obstacle they may face. The Indian mystic Sri Aurobindo spoke about this aspect of the spiritual journey when he said, "All life is yoga." For the Chosen Ones, this truth becomes vividly clear. Every experience, every interaction, every challenge is seen as an opportunity to deepen their connection with the divine and more fully manifest God's purpose. As the Chosen Ones live from this place of intimate connection and divine purpose, they become powerful catalysts for transformation in the world around them. Their presence alone has an uplifting effect on the consciousness of those they come into contact with. They become like lighthouses, guiding others to a higher reality and a deeper connection with the divine. It's important to note that this journey of the Chosen Ones is not reserved for just a select few. It's an open invitation to all who are willing to hear the divine call and respond with their whole being. Every soul has the potential to awaken to this higher reality, to experience this intimate connection with God, and to realize their unique divine purpose. If you, dear reader, feel a resonance with the words shared here, if you feel a longing for a deeper connection with the divine and a desire to live your highest purpose, know that this is the very divine call echoing in your heart. We invite you to embrace this call to take the next step in your spiritual journey. This may mean dedicating more time to prayer and meditation, seeking guidance from spiritual mentors, or simply opening your heart to a deeper awareness of the divine presence in every moment of your life. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Many are awakening to this new reality, recognizing their divine calling and seeking to live in a way more aligned with God's purpose. Together, we form a community of light, supporting and inspiring each other as we navigate these deep waters of spiritual transformation. As we conclude this exploration of the Chosen One's journey, we invite you to reflect on your own experience. How have you experienced the divine presence in your life? What steps do you feel called to take to deepen your connection with God and more fully live your divine purpose? If this content has resonated with you, if you felt inspired and uplifted by these words, we invite you to leave a like on this post. Your support encourages us to continue sharing these profound truths and creating more content that nourishes the soul and elevates consciousness. May the light of divine wisdom continue to illuminate your path, guiding every step of your journey towards a deeper union with God and the full realization of your divine purpose. May you be a beacon of light in this world, spreading love, compassion, and understanding wherever you go. Always remember, you are loved beyond measure. You are infinitely precious in God's eyes, and you have a unique and irreplaceable role in the great tapestry of creation. Embrace your divine calling, live your highest truth, and let the divine light within you shine in all its splendor. May God's grace and peace be with you now and always. Amen. End of story.